What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Saturday, January 10th, 2026, and we're back with another weekly recap here on the Torian Rain Reloaded channel. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new. And if you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you are here. Hit the bell twice to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live, or join the Discord, and you should be notified in there. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now or came in early. Shout out to all the mods, all the members, everybody in the Discord, and everyone over there on Patreon. I am glad that you are all here. Before we get into all of this, because we got quite a few things to discuss, let me acknowledge those who came into the chat early or those who just came in. We got Reparations Nation, we got Hurricane Nisi, we got Tarisha, Hacksign KT, Wallow J, Lana L, Reggie, Dimple Face, Don P, and Jago the Rogue. Shout out to those of y'all who are in the chat right now. Mr. Williams, he said you need to do a live on the white male who broke. That's my first time hearing about that. Would you just put in the chat? That's my very first time hearing about that. That's a wild piece of imagery right there. Shout out to Stacy also as well, that just came into the chat, and shout out to anyone else who's going to come in a little bit later, or those who are lurking, because I know it says 46 people are watching, but it ain't 46 people in this chat, but that's okay. Make sure y'all hit the like button. That's really all I ask. Doug just came into the chat as well. Shout out to you. I don't know what it's like where y'all are at weather-wise, but where I'm at is raining. And cold rain is not the best combination. So I stayed close to home today. I only went out one time today, and that was to go to the gym, did some cardio, and came back home. But shout out to y'all nonetheless. Shout out to Kels 51710 that just came into the chat as well. So let's not delay anything. Let's go ahead and jump right into these stories, because like I said, we got quite a few things to discuss. The first thing we're going to talk about is this MTV situation. So in case y'all don't know, they had announced last year that they was going to shut down like the music, some music only MTV based channels towards the end of the year. But I think it was like misconstrued. There was some misconceptions are going on out there about it. As y'all know, MTV launched back in like the early 80s, the very like real early 80s. And over the years, it has become nothing more than reality TV shows and everything like that. Like you can't go on the MTV anymore and see music videos. There was I knew the phase out was happening a few years ago. I think when I was probably fresh out of, I would say maybe still in college, when they started to incorporate more reality shows on there. And in case y'all don't know why a lot of these reality shows popped up the way that they did, is because if y'all forgot, back around 08, 09, I want to say 08, they had a actors and writers strike, much like the one they had a couple years ago, and things weren't being put on. So they ended up having to put something there, and the something that they put there were reality shows. They ended up becoming successful, and then people wanted more of them, and that's why there was a boom of reality shows at that time. And MTV was one of those channels that ended up getting hit with a lot of them, and to the point where you just could not stop seeing them. And then eventually, you know, like I said, MTV was a place where it was only very heavily music based or anything around music. Then they started incorporating things like MTV Cribs and, you know, TRL, even though that was more music stuff too. But even with MTV Cribs, that's dealt with musicians for the most part. Now it's pretty much all reality TV. So that's basically what ended up happening. But they also started to incorporate now. They're doing something called MTV Rewind or something like that, where it'll just show nothing but music videos on there for those who want to watch it just for the music. Business said, I've never watched any reality TV shows. I'll be honest, I did watch Flavor of Love, and I did watch the spinoff I Love New York. I did. Like, that was on. I remember when Flavor of Love was on, I was in high school when that came out. I was like I think it came out in 06, if I'm not mistaken. So I was like in my junior year of high school when Flavor of Love came out. And that's all us kids used to talk about whenever that show came on. Now that was I'm gonna be honest, that was must see TV back then. Back then we only had Facebook and MySpace, but smartphones wasn't out then, so you could only use a computer or a laptop in order to talk to people like that. So for most of us, if we wanted to talk about the episode, you had to call, but if you wanted to call, you had to wait for your minutes to be free, or you just talk to your friends the next day about what happened in the episode. Stacey says she watched The Mob Wives. Yeah. Hurricane Ms. Nee said, Torian said, your eyes didn't burn looking at Flavor Flav. Listen, I wasn't watching it for Flavor Flav. I was watching it for the contestants, like most of us was. Like, that's to be real here. People wasn't watching Flavor of Love for Flavor Flav. We was watching it for the women that was on the show and all the shenanigans they was going through on that show. Yeah, Wallow J, that was crazy when New York got spat on by Pumpkin. Yeah, that was that has to be one of the top 5 most wildest reality TV show moments in reality TV history. That was absolutely disgusting. And Pumpkin deserved to get her ass beat for that. She didn't get beat, but she did get pushed into that camera. Now you can tell that wasn't scripted, because whenever they show, because the production, how it is supposed to go, you're not supposed to see like the crew or any behind the scenes stuff. But when she pushed her into that camera and that light fixture, that's how you know that was not supposed to happen. Oh, Ms. Neezy, you said what happened to her? Yeah, on Flavor of Love in the first season, it came down between 3 contestants, and one of them ended up getting eliminated. It was a white girl, and her and New York never got along like that. And they just kind of verbally went back and forth with each other. And right before the white girl left, she spat at her. Like, I mean, you can go look. The video is very much still online. It's still online. Like, when people talk about reality TV show moments, that one always comes up. And she did the Hawk Tua spit on her. It's disgusting. And when the girl tried to walk away, New York ran up behind her, grabbed her by her hair, and threw her into that camera. She said that girl breath stink. Her breath smells like straight up ish. But the whole show was crazy. Season 2 was even wilder, because then that's when Flav had brought her back. Because the thing is, let's be real here. New York didn't get along with a lot of the girls. A lot of the girls didn't like her, but she was good for ratings. Ratings wise, people tuned in to watch her shenanigans or how she interacted with the other girls on that show. I know that they had a 3rd season of Flavor of Love, but people don't talk about that season because New York wasn't on it. So really, she was the ratings draw for that show. Like I said, people watched it more for her to see what she was going to do rather than Flavor Flav himself, and it was his show. Yeah, brought her back for ratings only to lose again. So I understood why she was pissed at the end, because that's when she figured out, you brought me back. She figured it out that she was only brought back for ratings. And when they had them reunions, especially that second reunion, every girl on that stage wanted to fight her. Every girl wanted to fight her. I remember whatchamacallit, that one white girl threw her shoe, and Lala looked past. She said, look, I know you got a problem with she said, I know you got a problem with New York, but make sure, she said, you better not hit me with your shoe, because there's gonna be a problem. Lala had that look on her face like, girl, she said, look, I'll knock your ass back to that trailer park. Man, I'm gonna be honest, I miss those times. I really do. I feel like I'm going down memory lane with this. I didn't even expect to go into a whole diatribe about Flavor of Love, but we was talking about MTV. And the crazy part about it is Flavor of Love wasn't even on MTV, it was on VH1. That's the crazy part. Flavor of Love was not on MTV, it was on VH1. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, Miss Niecy, if you want to just get a good laugh, just watch the first 2 seasons of Flavor of Love. I know you say you don't watch reality TV, but I'm telling you, you probably gonna be sitting there shaking your head like, what does Torian got me watching? And it probably is. It's some shaking your head moments there, but it's some funny moments too. Trust me. But anyway, y'all, let's move past MTV and what they got going on. I just wanted that was a good little icebreaker right there because we got some more serious things to discuss. This one I don't take too seriously, and that's Brett Favre. And y'all know I call him the welfare king, the new welfare king. I haven't done a video on him in quite some time because he really hasn't been in the news like that. But this one right here has come up. I'm gonna be honest. I completely forgot that this dude had Parkinson's. I think that was the last time I spoke about him was when he announced that he was diagnosed with it. And shout out to Samuel Bryan for the 5. He says, Torian, are you more interested in the Power Origins taking place in the early 2000s or the Snowfall spinoff taking place in the early 90s? First off, I appreciate the super chat. I would say the Power Origins because I fell off of Snowfall. I think I fell off of Snowfall after the second season, and I think that was the season, unfortunately, where John Singleton had passed away. So I never finished it. But I did finish, like the original Power. I finished book 2, Ghost. I fell off of Force, and I know their last episode, I think, was this week. I'm just waiting for Raising Kanan to come back because that's probably my favorite out of the spinoffs, and that's coming back sometime this year. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, but I'll watch Power Origins. My Stars is currently off right now, and it won't be back on until Raising Kanan comes back. But yeah, Brett Favre, he has Parkinson's. Now, the report, it was a rumor that was going out there basically saying he's giving up or he's just giving into the disease that he has. But they're basically coming out and saying that they're saying he's not giving up on his illness. Now, a person that's probably about to give out is that what's his name? The Dilbert creator. I be forgetting their names. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The one that had said that white people need to stay away from black people. Him. I saw a recent one on him when he was talking about, after all that stuff that he did, and it's like it's nothing you can do. We knew that it's terminal. Anything that is deemed as terminal means that it's only a matter of time. Thank you, Chris Scott Adams. That means it's only a matter of time. But yeah, Brett Favre, the latest, of course, is just him coming out clearing up, saying that he's just dealing with the Parkinson's. So that's pretty much it. It's really nothing too much there with that. Exactly, Miss Nisi. It means inevitable. There's at that point you're at the last stage. Like there's really nothing you can do. You just have to let nature take its course. There's not going to be some magical drug or pill that you can take that'll fix you. That's why when I did that video talking about him last year, a couple months ago, I sat there and I was like, I don't even know why you bothered reaching out to Trump for some kind of special drug because you're at a very late stage with this. But that's Brett Favre. Let's move on now to this story right here. It was not so much a story, it's a video that was posted up on Instagram not too long ago, actually 5 days ago. So around the 5th, I would say. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna read the caption first, and I'm gonna play the video. So the caption says, a man accused of impersonating a law enforcement officer has been arrested after a video surfaced showing him allegedly being seen searching a black man's car. Authorities say the suspect unlawfully detained an individual while posing as a federal agent. The encounter was reportedly recorded by content creators who document law enforcement activity. Helping bring attention to the situation, police later took the suspect into custody and filed charges related to impersonating a public servant. So this is the guy right here who was impersonating the cop, and it says showing him searching a black man's car. I wouldn't be surprised if he was going to try to plant something in his car. I mean, after all, he's faking the funk trying to be a police officer when he's not. he probably was going to plant something there. I mean, that's not above that's not above what they would do. So let's go ahead and see what they're talking about.
Okay. Look at this. They're getting searched right now. I was telling them to leave.
You're welcome. All right. Have a good night.
Who are you?
Can I help you with something?
Hey, man, don't be shining that light in my friend's face.
No, you cannot.
What's your problem, man?
What's your problem?
Who are you?
I don't have a problem with you filming me. I don't care.
Who are you? Name and badge number. Get your camera. Get your light out of my camera, asshole. Name and badge number.
I don't have to give it to you.
You're not a real cop. Stop shining that light in my eyes.
Quit bothering people. You ain't a cop.
Where's my light at? Get his tag number.
All right, you see it? Do you see it? Good.
You just hit me in the face with it.
You see it? It's good.
You just hit me in the face.
I'm gonna mace you, bro.
You see it? It's right there. Good.
You just hit me in the face with that.
Yeah, he just assaulted you. I got it on video. You just assaulted him.
Tell him to come.
Now he's fleeing the scene. Fleeing the scene.
In Galveston, police say this man is accused of posing as an ICE agent on the island. He was caught after this confrontation. Take a look.
Name and badge number.
I don't have to give it to you.
You're not a real cop. Stop shining that light in my eyes.
Quit bothering people. You ain't a cop.
And Robert Harvey captured this video on November the 9th after spotting what appeared to be a traffic stop. But he says he knew the uniform didn't look right, so he confronted the suspect, 44-year-old Joshua Warner. He refused to show that ID and eventually got into the passenger seat of a blue car and then left. Galveston police later identified him and took him into custody on December 22nd on 2 counts of impersonating a public servant. He's now being held on a $500,000 bond.
Okay, so y'all just saw that he was impersonating an ICE agent, and you should have known it wasn't real because he didn't have the I don't know what it's called, but you know the ICE agents, they have something on their body that says ICE on it. It's an indicator, but this looks like something that he put together at home, and he was trying to be out there trying to hem this black guy up with something. And like I tell you, they be having fantasies of him and black people up doing this stuff. Don't worry, I got 2 more ICE related stories in today's live. One of them you already are familiar with because it just happened. It's been in the news since the last couple of days, and it's still floating in the news now. But we're gonna get to it though. Ms. Neesy said his face wasn't covered at all. Exactly. Like I said, it's a fantasy of theirs to go and do stuff like this because something they see, or again, they just want to intimidate a black person. First off, I won't even say what are the odds. Not surprising that he goes and does this to a black guy. A fake pretending to be ICE. Now, this is something that I'm sure many of y'all weren't even aware of. This happened back in November. I know I wasn't aware of it because if I was, I would have definitely spoke about it. But apparently, neither was the people that posted it because it was posted 5 days ago. But let's move on now to the next story. Hold on. I think the next story deserves a proper introduction. Y'all getting a triple P within the weekly recap. So if y'all was on the live that me and KG had did the other day, we had talked about Ramen Noodles quitting social media. They practically ran him up out of there. They ran him up out of there. Hilarious. Let's see what they talking about with this, just in case y'all didn't catch the live that we did the other day. It says current Ohio gubernatorial candidate and failed Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy said this week he was going into social media exile, announcing his decision to ditch his personal social accounts on X and Instagram in an op-ed published Monday in the Wall Street Journal. The principal reason he cited for his departure is that, quote, modern social media is increasingly disconnected from the electorate. The messages you're most likely to see are the most negative and bombastic. It's funny because he was all with that a couple years ago, but then when everything starts to fall and weigh in on him, now it's all negative. My, how the tables have turned. Ramaswamy, who built a name for himself by peddling bigoted rhetoric about liberals, has himself been a target for MAGA's most racist and invective since December of 2024, when he made comments critical of American workers and endorsed H-1B visas. Ramaswamy has spent the past few weeks in particular publicly decrying the anti-Indian racism he received from members of his own party. In his op-ed, he appears to position racism among the evils that he experiences only online. In 2025, I saw a spat of shocking racial slurs and worse on social media. Yet that same year, I visited tens of thousands of voters across all of Ohio's 88 counties. He wrote, adding, and I didn't hear a single bigoted remark from an Ohio voter the entire year, which I somehow doubt. Ramaswamy said his online presence is now being run wholly by his staffers. So that's pretty much it. It goes into some other stuff that's away from the actual story. But yeah, like I said on KG's Live the other day, I said the minute that Ann Coulter had said, I wouldn't vote for you because you're Indian, that was the beginning of the end for him. Actually, scratch that. When he ended up dropping out of the presidential race, that was the beginning. But the wake-up call happened when Ann told him that to his face on his own podcast. And it all just went downhill from there. We keep telling y'all, we are telling them rather, that the more and more they do the anti-black shtick and trying to get in good graces with them, they'll let you in only but so much if they decide to let you in, but that's only to humiliate you further. And then they're going to send you on your way. This was a token that got spent and a tool that has been broken. But wait a minute though, because I have some more things that I got to add on top of the pile of manure that is ramen noodle. Did y'all hear about this? Now, this is brand new. Vivek Ramaswamy's family bodyguard arrested on drug trafficking charges. Uh-oh. That's not good. This is somebody that works close with him. Let's see what they're talking about. Republican Ohio gubernatorial candidate Ramaswamy has expressed alarm that a man who worked as his family's bodyguard is facing federal drug trafficking charges. Justin Salisbury, age 43, of Bellefontaine, and his wife Ruth Ann Rankin were each charged late last month with conspiracy and possession with the intent to distribute large amounts of narcotics through the U.S. mail. Salisbury was employed by a private security firm hired by Ramaswamy for protective services, according to campaign spokesperson Connie Luck. She said that ARK Protection Group removed him from the family security detail immediately upon learning of the matter. According to the criminal complaints, 261 parcels containing counterfeit OxyContin and other pills were delivered to the couple's Western Ohio home between August 2024 and last month. Rankin has been removed from her employment and as a school teacher in nearby Urbana, according to a statement posted by the district. Imagine that you found that this was found out about someone who was working as a teacher. Salisbury is being held in the Franklin County Jail in Columbus, according to the website, and Rankin was held and later released. Vivek's family contracts with private security firm for protective services and was alarmed to hearing this disturbing news. She said that Salisbury had cleared multiple background checks run by the security company, the FBI, and the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation prior to his employment. The most recent one was conducted by the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center in September. Salisbury also passed a pre-employment drug test and never failed a random drug screening. A message left with an attorney who represented Salisbury in the past was not immediately returned. This is going to hurt him even further because then you know how many spins they can make with this. You know how many like twists and turns they can do with this story. I mean, this was not the best time for something like this to come out, and you're running for a political seat. Not that I thought he was going to win anyway, but this is going to further knock him down because his opponents are most certainly going to use this against him. And you know what? It is what it is. Exactly, Miss Nisi. Go on and admit defeat because the so-called dominant society will never embrace him at all. They've been stopped doing that. Did all that tap dancing, all that shoe shuffling, and still got the short end of the stick. Major said, remember when Vivek showed up to TPSA with makeup, making him look lighter skinned? Oh, wow. Hey, shout out to KG, who was just talking about you. He said Vivek Heisenberg. Wow. Vivek Heisenberg. Jay said he's trying to be the next Breaking Bad, have to pay for the political L campaigns. Yeah. This 2026 is starting off very interesting. I will say that. That's all I got to say. And speaking of things starting off interesting, let's go here. Let's talk about an individual I haven't talked about in quite some time, but you know what? I got time today. So Aubrey, aka Drake, and Aiden Ross accused of using online casino money to artificially inflate streams in a class action case. Imagine you went over a year trying to go after Kendrick Lamar, only for this to come right back around and bite you in the rear end with this. And I know the other discourse online besides what happened in Minnesota is the whole Aiden Ross and Doechii situation. I'm going to say it like this. Aiden Ross needs to worry more about this than Doechii. But I heard them goons is after him. No, we'll see what comes of it. But let's see what they're talking about. Drake and American online live streamer Aiden Ross have been accused in a U.S. civil case of using online casino money to pay for automated streams in a bid to artificially inflate the singer's royalties and popularity on music streaming platforms. No one has been charged criminally with regard to the allegations in the lawsuit. Global eCasino Stake has dismissed the claims as nonsense and said it was not concerned about the lawsuit. Two women in the U.S. state Virginia have filed a class action seeking $5 million from the eCasinoState.com, the celebrities, and another Australian internet personality for alleged breaches of racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations, also known as RICO, and consumer protection laws. Stake.com, a Curacao licensed global e-casino, is officially banned in dozens of countries, including the US, Australia, and the UK. Its American arm Stake.us does not allow users to gamble directly with real money. Wagerers play with e-tokens. Some are provided for free, while others can be purchased and withdrawn as cryptocurrency. The class action filed on Wednesday alleges Stake.us's anonymized design enabled Drake to fund purchases of automated streams, artificially inflated his royalties and popularity on music streaming platforms, including Spotify. Court documents allege Drake and Ross hid the financing from public view by transferring gambling winnings via Stake's anonymized tip system to an Australian man named in court documents as George Nguyen, who allegedly operates the online accounts Grand Wizard Chat. Wait a minute. Is that supposed to be the N word? Because I noticed that they have the asterisk there behind that N. And Grand Davius. A Stake spokesperson said on Monday U.S. time, for the record, Stake.us does not have a tipping function that could be used in this way. This is a nonsense claim, and we are not concerned about this lawsuit. Nguyen, who has posted promoting Drake and gambling platform, allegedly traded between the stake proceeds, cash, and cryptocurrency to pay bot vendors for artificial music streams on behalf of Drake and Ross. The lawsuit alleges Drake transferred millions of dollars as part of the scheme, including in the form of $100,000 and $10,000 tips to Ross. The lawsuit also alleges public posts and chat logs and leaked communications prove Nguyen's role. The class action claims the scheme dates back to 2022 and remains an ongoing imminent threat of racketeering activity. Drake, Ross, and Nguyen were contacted for comment. It also alleges with Drake and Ross deliberately misled consumers to believe the platform was legal and harmless. And it goes on and on and on. That's why you wouldn't catch me on one of them type of platforms. You are not catching me on one of those platforms because it's hard to trust those things. And the only people that really come out on top are the people who are running it, or those who have higher up connections like Aubrey and Aiden Ross. Well, I don't feel bad for either one of them, especially not that Aiden Ross. And now he out here trying to cop pleas with the Doechii situation, saying he out here donating $100,000 to black-owned businesses. I said, if you don't go somewhere with that. And the crazy part about that whole situation is, remember, I just did a video about Aiden Ross, about the actor that took his life. And then this comes up. But that whole situation is insane. Jesse, I completely agree. Now let's move on to one of the bigger stories of the week, and it's still ongoing. And that's what happened in Minneapolis. I don't have to ask anybody in this chat about what happened. So basically what's going on is, a couple of days ago, you had this woman by the name of Renee Nicole Good, who ended up getting killed by this ICE agent, shot right through her windshield, and she got shot and killed right in the face up there in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And now you have the discourse online of, oh, she's the one responsible for what she did, or people saying that he's the one that he murdered her. It's a lot of back and forth online with this, and there's still a lot of details coming out because it's a fresh story. But let's go ahead and read what they have said. It says it could all come down to 399 milliseconds. That's the amount of time between the first two gunshots fired by an immigration and customs enforcement agent in the deadly shooting of a U.S. citizen in Minneapolis Wednesday, according to an ABC News metadata analysis. The circumstances surrounding a 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good's death have ignited a national firestorm, with leaders of Minnesota's largest city, along with numerous lawmakers, condemning the ICE agents' actions, while federal officials say that the agents acted in self-defense after Good tried to ram them with her car in an act of domestic terrorism. And notice that's what they immediately came out with. You know, Kristi Noem came out there and immediately said what this is. I want people to understand that the optics of this looks very, very interesting. Because, you know, we're always looking at it from the perspective of, oh, had she been black? You know, because we've seen this play out so many times. But now this is a white woman who was killed by a white ICE agent. And like Don P said in the chat, white on white crime. And I noticed that they have not gotten online and called it that. I say the black people online, y'all better get strike while the iron is hot with calling this what it is. Because we all know that if it was the other way around, what the narrative would have been. But if you notice how many of them online are like talking about this, you would think that Renee was a black woman the way that they're carrying on about it. Because they're using the same talking points with her that they would do with us. But I don't think this is one of those things that's going to go away that soon because of the optics. It says, Good, a Minneapolis mother of 3 was in the driver's seat of her Honda Pilot in the middle of a residential street when an ICE agent opened fire. According to an ABC News analysis of verified video, including new footage that emerged on January 9th, Good could be seen turning her car's steering wheel to the right, away from the ICE agent who shot her just over 1 second before the first of 3 gunshots was fired. ABC News minute-by-minute, frame-by-frame review of the video incident includes a closer look to what happened before, during, and after the moments that led to Good's death. It says federal law enforcement officers in Minneapolis were doing an enforcement operation Wednesday morning when their vehicle got stuck in the snow. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said at a news conference Wednesday afternoon. Noem says agents called for others to help remove the vehicle from the snow when protesters arrived and were preventing them from leaving the scene. They were returning back to headquarters, I believe, to start a new operation, Noem tells reporters. Local resident Lynette Rainey Grandel told ABC News that a number of neighbors were standing watch as students were being dropped off at a nearby Richard E. Green Central Park Elementary School. Renee Nicole Good's Honda Pilot is stopped diagonally on Portland Avenue, while at least 4 cars pass perpendicularly, according to video footage. The passenger side front window is closed while the rear window is mostly open. Seconds later, at least 3 federal agents wearing masks are seen walking toward the Honda Pilot as bystanders can be heard whistling and yelling at officers. A woman who will be later identified herself as Good's partner stands behind the Honda Pilot and appears to question the federal agent, according to video obtained by local attorney Daniel Suter that was shared with ABC News. The woman and the agent appear to be holding up cell phones, filming each other. The Honda Pilot can be seen moving very slightly toward the fort while the woman and the agent are behind the car. And I'm just going to kind of skim a little bit through this because it's a lot to read. It's a lot to read. It says a Ford Explorer with California license plates that had been on the side of the Portland Avenue can be seen on video pulling out onto the street. A different video shows Good's driver's side front window is open and she appears to gesture the Ford Explorer to pass in front of her Honda Pilot, which it does. 2 officers in the Nissan Titan are seen on video exiting their vehicle. They approach the Honda, ordering Good to get out of the car while they are approaching. The Honda Pilot is put in reverse. The officer who emerged from the driver's side of the Nissan Titan puts his left hand on the bottom of the Honda Pilot's driver's side front window and his right hand on the door handle, appearing to try to open the door. His hand remains in that position to backs up a few feet with the front wheels of the car pointing to the left as the car backs up. It says the federal agent standing to the front left of the vehicle pulls out his gun. The moment of the shooting is captured in at least 4 videos verified by ABC News. 3 eyewitness videos emerged on the day of the shooting, a 4th taken by the officer who shot Good and was obtained by ABC News on January 9th. With his right hand on his drawn firearm, the federal agent left hand is still on his phone, with both pointed at the Honda Pilot. He fires the first shot through the front windshield toward Good at 9:37 a.m., and this is about 0.4 of a second after the first shot. As the car continues to move forward, a second shot is heard. Yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot, and they got it all by time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually post this right here in the chat. I will not be surprised if they're going to start to put more ICE agents in other places around the establishment just because of what happened. KG, you said ICE won't be able to film anymore. Why do you say that? But one thing I will say is this. To all the PC individuals out there, which y'all just witnessed this week with this story right here, now you see what Black people have been talking about for years. For those of y'all who wanted to have your blinders on, of course. Now, what's interesting about this story is that it actually led me to another story that happened on New Year's Eve. And I wouldn't have known about this story if it wasn't for this one. What if I was to tell you on New Year's Eve in another state, well, actually it was in Los Angeles, that there was another incident that happened involving an ICE agent, but this time the victim was Black? Let me bring you over to this tab right here. Los Angeles community seeks justice for Black man killed by off-duty. Now this is the key word here. Off-duty ICE agent on New Year's Eve. Now, many people didn't know about this story. I didn't know about it, but it took the incident with Renee Good for this story to be brought out. And this is recent as well. I mean, look at the dates. January 8th. That's when it was posted. But the incident itself happened the week prior. Let's see what they're talking about. And by the way, his name is Keith Porter, and this is him right here. A family in Northridge, Los Angeles entered the new year with a lot of questions as they grieved the death of their loved one, Keith Porter. Porter, a 43-year-old father of two, was reportedly shot and killed by an off-duty ICE agent on New Year's Eve. It says, we want to recognize that one of the worst imaginable injustices has been committed, and there will be time for us to protest. Melina Abdullah, the co-director of BLM Grassroots, said during a vigil per the Los Angeles Times. This is a time for grief, and we are not going to be quiet. The incident occurred after Porter fired celebratory New Year's gunshots into the air outside of his apartment complex, a dangerous but common practice that authorities across the country have warned against. However, unbeknownst to Porter, an ICE agent living close by heard the shots, which he believed to be an active shooter threat. What should have been an arrest and possible citation has turned into a death sentence and could potentially cold-blooded murder from an ICE agent who was not equipped to handle the situation. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the unnamed ICE enforcement and removal operations officer heard the gunshots, which he claimed grew progressively louder, indicating to the officer that whoever was firing a gun was approaching his apartment. When the officer left his apartment to investigate, quote unquote, he reportedly took his ICE authorized firearm. When he stepped outside, DHS said he encountered a male subject armed with what appeared to be a long rifle. The ICE officer identified himself as law enforcement. In response, the individual pointed his weapon at the ICE officer. The officer ordered the subject to put the weapon down. When the subject refused to comply, now look at how this is being described. The subject fired at least 3 rounds at the officer. However, neighbors reportedly told Tucson that they did not hear the ICE agent identify himself. Now the victim's family and local advocate groups are calling for justice and accountability. That is far from the truth, Adrian Matoyer, Porter's best friend, told the Los Angeles Times, reacting to DHS's statement. I can't even fathom that idea of him being looked at in a negative light. Calling the officer a hero before any investigation has been conducted, this is ridiculous. If I could say anything to the ICE agent, is that you are a murderer. You stole my cousin from me. You stole their father from them, said Jasane, Tyler Porter's cousin, to ABC News. You stole a Black man off the planet that God ordained to live and thrive. You stole a human life and need to pay for it. The Los Angeles Police Department and County District's Attorney Office are reportedly investigating the incident. So again, this happened New Year's Eve. This happened before what happened with Renee Nicole Good. But why wasn't this out there? We know why. It's a rhetorical question, but we already know why. I just figured I'd ask. I do not believe that ICE agent story at all. That just sounds like the typical fabricated story that they'll put out there. I think the only reason why we don't know about this story is because it wasn't caught on camera. Now I don't know how many people I have in the chat right now that live in LA, or if there are any right now. But if I do, please let me know any more additional details pertaining to this story. But now that the story is out there, you're going to have this story right here, along with what happened with Renee Nicole Good. That's two incidents that happened about a week apart, where an ICE agent, off duty or not, is responsible for taking someone's life. And they're not even the people you're supposed to be going after. I have the strongest feeling this won't be the last time we hear of stories like this. But RIP to this man and condolences to his family. And hopefully, and this is a big hope, they get the justice they deserve. But let's talk about something that recently happened in my neck of the woods. So, as y'all know, January 6th, the anniversary of that, just recently happened a couple days ago. And, well, they had some kind of, I guess, protest down in DC. I didn't hear about this protest, but apparently it got kind of rowdy down there because people who was for what people did on January 6th, or people that they believe they were innocent, then you had people that were against it. Now, if I'm correct, I think the woman, I'm not sure if the woman that's holding the megaphone is for what occurred down there or if she was against it. But man, it got crazy really fast. So let me go ahead now and play for y'all. Let me speed it up a little bit. I want you to also understand that this is an Asian woman and a white woman going at it. I just want y'all to get that. This is an Asian woman and a white woman fighting right now.
Oh my God.
You know, I saw this video before and I never noticed that they threw her megaphone across the way like that. That's my first time realizing that they did that when she went over there and got it.
We rebuke you, you demon! You!
Counter protester, both of the original January 6th and this one.
It's someone?
Yes.
Yes, old lady, we got it all on camera with her bullhorn. You're under arrest, girl. Yeah, baby. Thank you, Secret Service. Thank you for your service. Have a nice life. Back up, guys, back up. Everyone back up. USA! 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 USA!
Get out of the way!
Get out of the way! Put her with my girl! Back up! Everybody go back! Everybody over here! Get back! Everybody back up, please! Back up! Everybody up! Hold!
Okay, so you saw that. And they like to try to tell us that we are the thugs out here. I ain't seen not one black face out there. Let me just say this. I've noticed it before, but I really notice it now. PC has some of the weirdest chants. You know, at least when black people are out there protesting, it has some soul and rhythm to it. Theirs is very stale and unseasoned. I guess that's the best way I can hear that. But yeah, I think she was the counter protester. She was against what happened on January 6th and the people that was out there, because I noticed it by the signs, because towards the end, it was people that came up with a red banner that said, "Thank you, Trump, for all of the pardons." So that told me right there that they were for what happened on January 6th. Hey, as long as they ain't involving us, I could care less. They could claw each other's whatever. It is what it is. But I just wanted to show y'all that. Like, that happened a few days ago. And for many of you, this is probably your first time seeing it. I don't even know how I came across it. But there you go. They were out there. And as you saw, it wasn't a lot of them. Like, I could probably count on my hands and my fingers and toes, how many people was out there. It probably looked like it wasn't even 50 people out there. Exactly right, Vaughn. I feel absolutely nothing. Now let's go on to this last story right here. Now this story, we're going across the pond. I actually heard about this on someone else's channel a few days ago. And we're actually going to Switzerland with this story. So there was a party, a New Year's Eve party that happened in Switzerland. And all of a sudden, I don't know what caused it, but a fire broke out inside of this bar. And what's crazy about it is when I saw the initial video, you could see the fire on top of the ceiling. Like, you could see the fire like starting to brew or starting to spread. But for some odd reason, the people that was there didn't seem to mind it, or maybe they thought that was part of the New Year effect, because they were all still partying and cheering and recording it like it was I don't know. But anyway, it turned out to be very real. So real, in fact, that 40 people ended up losing their lives inside that bar that night. Think of the movie Carrie in the prom scene. It says prosecutors on Friday detained the owner of a Swiss bar where a deadly New Year's Day fire killed 40 people and injured 116 others. Jacques Moretti was placed in pre-trial detention after a meeting with prosecutors in Sion. The prosecutor's office of Switzerland region said. The blaze ripped through the Le Constellation, a popular bar in the resort town of Crans, Montana, in the Swiss Alps on early January 1st. Moretti's wife and business partner, Jessica Moretti, also attended the meeting but was not detained. According to the office, she was present at the bar during the fire and was burned on her arm. My constant thoughts are with the victims and those who are fighting today. This is an unimaginable tragedy. It says the bar had not been inspected. Hold on. The bar had not been inspected in the last 5 years. No wonder a fire was able to easily break out. They probably broke all kinds of code violations in 5 years. I can see now why they arrested the owner. It says there was a culture of reckless risk taking. This endangered customers and staff. It says Farad said the municipal government had never received any alerts about any problems in the bar. He also confirmed that there was an emergency exit in the basement, but could not say whether it was open, closed, or blocked. Yeah, them people stood no chance. The blaze of the undetermined origin broke out at the bar at about 1:30 a.m. local time on January 1st. That's crazy. And by the way, this is the owner. This him and his wife. Don P said these are the high IQ people Trump wants to immigrate to the U.S. Exactly. These are the good ones. Man, listen, I can imagine the amount of lawsuits that are going to be on him. This guy has a lot of blood on his hands. Exactly, Craig J. A literal trap. Yeah, they were all young. Most of them were young. Like, when I say young, I'm talking about like early 20s, Some, like Ravon said, that half some of them were teens. Like these were young people in this bar. But that part when they said it hadn't had an inspection in 5 years, that's recklessness and negligence on the part of the owners. So that's why in my opinion, that's why they were detained, and rightfully so. I can imagine how many code violations were there, which probably is why this fire even happened. So yeah, that's insane. All right, y'all. That was the last story. So y'all know what time it is. I'm gonna go ahead now and drop the link so people can come up if they want to speak to any of the topics today. Let me get the timer ready. All right. Waller, what's going on?
What's going on, Torrin? What's going on, everybody in the chat? It's something interesting I want the family to understand about this case with, well, not the case, but with the young lady Renee Good that got shot. Torrin, I know you probably noticed this not, but you notice how they reacted when this woman was unalive, which I don't condone, and I also send my condolences out to her family. You notice how they're kind of like supporting this man, this dude killing her. But then you see how they acted in Charlotte, North Carolina with that black dude killing that other white woman. So it's like you don't want nobody killing your women but your own. That's what it kind of sounds like to me, because it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. No, I've seen the things that they've been saying online, and a lot of them like are calling her, like, you know, Chrissy Nolan put out there calling her a domestic terrorist and all types of things like that. I've seen people say, oh, why was she there, and all types of stuff, not realizing that she was literally in front of her house.
Yeah, like, so it's like, okay, so you don't want us to do it, even though we're not doing it at the rate that you think. But when your own do it, you're like smiling, shucking and jiving like it ain't nothing. I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't want to hear nothing else about black people doing this, that, and the third to you ever again. I just don't want to hear it. I'm over it. Because it's like
because we can always go back to and refer to this.
Shut and close case. And I'll let my play Torian and be one.
Shout out to Waller for coming up. Next up, we got Mr. Williams. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of that. My mom just happened to see me one on Brett Favre yesterday. I was like, oh, I don't forgot all about the man, seeing as they're not going to ever convict him of anything. And I didn't know that he had Parkinson's, which I forgot what Parkinson's even is. Ain't that where you shake all the time?
Yeah, that's what Muhammad Ali had, and Michael J. Fox has it. Yeah. Okay. It's a nerve disorder.
Okay, well, it must have been that. It must have been that bad when he was stealing.
Yeah, I don't think he had it then. I don't think he was diagnosed with it then. He didn't get that diagnosis, I think, until like last year or maybe a year before.
Yeah, he should be in jail. So anyway, but yes, I didn't know about the Jan 6 thing. I'm trying to figure out why there was an Asian lady fighting a white lady. That was kind of funny. I'm like, ma'am, this ain't even your country, but okay. Not really too much to say. Oh, and I'm glad Vivek is maybe finally getting the message. I mean, how much more wake-up calls does this man need? Like, seriously, bro. Let's see. You got Vivek. What's your boy's name? Jason Tatum. And
you mean Fakem, Brandon Fakem?
Oh, damn. Who the hell is Jason Tatum?
The basketball player.
Damn, I'm off. And your boy that you've been having to speak on, the one that decided to help his convict uncle.
oh, Emerald Photo.
Yes. I'm like, hold on, bro. So you just admitted to a crime then, right? All right, man, whatever. So he basically had a psychotic relative that he helped. Okay, whatever, bro. But anyway, that's just really about it. Except when you get time, look up that story I told you about. Oh, butter.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, for coming up, and shout out. Well, Wallow, if you in the chat, I know you're enjoying this. All right, we're about to bring the next person up. Jesse, what's going on?
Hey, B1 salute, Toria. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to the chat. This shit is hilarious to me. Vivek, I'm glad you're getting your damn wake-up call. Hopefully you don't continue this run. Hopefully you resign and you stop running for office. They're not going to accept you. They're never going to accept you. As far as Brett Favre, the hell with him. I'm glad he getting his ABK. As far as that white woman, these mothers are seriously crashing out behind this white broad because she's part of that alphabet community or whatever. They had a protest out here in Denver because she's from Colorado Springs. Like you said, they
apparently they maxed out the GoFundMe.
Oh, they did. I seen that.
Yeah, apparently they maxed that out.
Damn.
I think they said they raised about $1.5 million last time I heard.
Yeah, that's what Black Alpha showed yesterday. I was like, damn, this is ridiculous. These must keep getting rewarded even when they commit crimes against us or they commit crimes against themselves. Shit crazy. That white woman's from Colorado Springs. They're sitting up here crashing out behind her. They want the ICE agents to stop wearing masks out here. Shit is crazy. I wish they would do all this stuff for black people, though. They completely, when it's us, it's a complete different reaction, a complete different treatment. And yeah, I feel nothing. As far as Keith Porter, that's very unfortunate that it took the white woman to get killed for that to even be brought to our attention. Shout out to the New Black Media for even mentioning Keith Porter, because the white-owned media ain't said nothing on it. It's been media silence. So y'all don't want to get the buzzer like Wallow J keeps saying. Make sure y'all check out Frontline Black News. Peace.
All right, thanks for coming up. And you and Jessica, you almost got it. You was 2 seconds short. You was 2 seconds shy of it. Jonathan, are you ready? Okay, he's not ready. AW1, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, Tori and chat? Well, condolences to that brother. I didn't even know about him, Tori. When did you? It's like,
I think I found out like right around the time when the Renee Good story started to really like ramp up, and then that story popped up. Like, and I said I didn't even know about it. Many people didn't. That's why I was asking if there was anybody who lived in LA in this chat. Did y'all hear about this?
Yeah, I didn't hear about it. But yeah, condolences to both of them, especially that brother. And but yeah, all I can say is this. I mean, where's our so-called allies, the Blue Squad? If you know what I mean. Because all of them either MAGA or switching. Did you hear about that case about the 3 Ethiopian, 2 sisters and 1 brother that got killed by that white dude? And Piers Morgan said not too long ago, if it was a pretty black girl that got killed by a white dude, it'll be all over the news. Well, that's 3. I could pull up 4 cases for that same month.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I didn't think about it for a second. Yeah, I heard about that.
And no national attention. Because again, it ain't profitable no more. Because they did it just to make money. Like the other day, like that Czech guy or that TYT show, we cover Trayvon Martin the most. Yeah, because you did it for the money. You were grifting. He just basically made he profit off that black kid.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but so much for our allies, right?
Right.
But be one, Torian, stay woke, and no buzzer for you, Wallow.
Shout out to AW1. Okay, Jonathan, you ready?
Yes.
Right,
I could have. I could have still been on here while lifting, I can multitask, but I can understand why. But I had no idea about Brett Favre getting the Parkinson's. That was, unexpected, but I guess it's karma for stealing from people. That J6 Brawl was pretty funny watching those 2 fight. You know what's the funny part about this? They can't seem to keep their protests peaceful for nothing. You know, they always got something going on, having some kind of war going on. But when, you know, black people have theirs, oh, yeah, we're animals and thugs. So it's just a sad, you know, comparison and such hypocriticism that's going on. But I'm torn by both what happened to Renee Good and Keith Porter. They've been kind of busting and trending. But what pissed me off is how they didn't put they put only Renee for national attention when she got killed by Ice Agent, but when the Keith Porter, the black dude who got killed, didn't get the attention. And if it wasn't for them putting that media attention on Renee, we probably would never heard about this story. So yeah, it's race, like y'all said, it's racism in the media too. It's like everywhere. It's like seems to be anti-black towards us, no matter what. So yeah, I'm about to get back into my workout because every time I see this, that's how I want to do. That's how I want to do a race right now.
All right,
but yeah, have a good one.
You too. All right. Hey, Jonathan had to demonstrate what he wants to do to Dub S. And the thing about it is, he probably can do it. I'm almost certain he probably could. All right, next up. Oh, you already know who's coming to the stage, so I got to give him the intro.
Heed my command and reclaim these relics of hatred.
Miss Niecy, what's going on?
Good afternoon, Torian and family in the chat. As I was listening to your commentary, I keep thinking and believing the Most High is granting his chosen people, foundational Black Americans, to sit back on our couches, eating our popcorn, drinking our drink, and showing the fuckery of the dominant society. This is just my opinion. This has to happen. After all, it's in God's word. We're being blessed to watch it. That's all I gotta say. B1.
B1. Oh, Miss Niecy, before you go. Yes, I am ready for February 11th.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to have to go back and rewatch season 1 of Cross. Okay. For those who have Prime Video, y'all need to check out that series. Excellent series.
Definitely. Appreciate you.
And please let Nana Mama be on it because I didn't see her in the previews.
You know, I'd say her character reminds me of you.
I know you did. All right, baby. You have a good one.
You have a good one. Shout out to Miss Niecy for coming up. Next up, we got Marco. What's going on?
Peace, Torian. B1, peace of the chat. Like Miss Niecy said, black people, stay your black asses up out of it. I know a couple years ago, Tariq once said that evil doesn't have an on and off switch. So when white supremacy takes their eyes off of us for a minute, they end up turning on each other, as we see. So don't let these liberals gaslight you. Definitely don't even worry about these conservatives. So, and that's all I got to say. Fuck them. Let them deal with it.
Appreciate you coming up. And also to go on more with what Marco said, you know how people like, I don't know. Oh, I just had an epiphany. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but I appreciate shout out to Marco for actually like kind of igniting it. You know how you have people like Nick Fuentes and certain like the Hodge twins and certain other individuals talking about we need to live in a majority white, non-minority, non-black nation, which y'all just saw what happened with Renee Good this week. That's what it would look like consistently in that so-called nation that you want. Because when you don't have your weapons to turn on the people that you intend to go after consistently, if you want to feel that bloodlust, who do you turn it on? Each other. So they better be careful what they wish for, and keep this in mind. You got some of these white boys online crying about a birth decline. That can happen if your population is low for those who you need to plant your seed in. I already know who this is. What's going on, KG?
Hi, Vivek Ramaswamy, Ohio Republican governor candidate. How are y'all?
Your volume is kind of low.
All I wanted to say is,
okay, you good
that
now.
that security guard, he was selling a set of ideals, and unfortunately, he wasn't running from something. He's being prosecuted towards something. So we should give him grace by the grace of God. Now, I know I have 1,000, but I'm in America, so you guys only have one God. So, unfortunately, he's not black, so he's not as bad. You guys don't need reparations. And he's actually innocent because I need white validation. I didn't mean that last part. I'm just making fun of that man. He's a boy. Torian, when he loses that primary, can we do a dual stream and just celebrate?
I have no problem with that. And when is that?
I want to say April.
Oh, okay. So it's not that. So it's not that far.
April or it's in the summer. But yeah, he gotta go. But anyway, I got to get back to the plantation, and you know what? You're doing great work.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to KG. All right, let's see. Who do I have coming up next? I gotta see.
Hey, Auntie.
It's been a while since I played that. What's going
on? I was shocked that you was gonna play it, but I'm so happy to see that Black people are finally on one accord with this.
Mm-hmm.
And they trying to bait YNs to get out there and start something because they want to bring in martial law. And I hope these young brothers know that they cannot be used as pawns. Both of them are working together, meaning the Democrats and Republicans, like how you say, two birds of the
same buzzard. Yeah, two wings attached to the same buzzard.
Exactly that part. And we have to stay on one accord and mind our business and look. That's it. She thought that woman that got hit by the ICE agent, she thought she was gonna use her white privilege and get away with all of that. She thought she was just gonna drive past them and nothing happens, because that's what usually happens with them. But now the tables have turned. They're gonna be taking out each other. This is not our fight. This is not our fight. We could observe, but it's not our fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the system might even crash because of all of this.
This is only the beginning. This again, we are only on day 10 of the year. Yep. There's still a whole lot of year left. We don't know we don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
You're right, King Shaw. I shouldn't be saying the YNs, but they even trying to stop that too from wearing the hoodies and wearing a zip down. So you are right. And these young Black men do not get involved with this, do not get dragged into this. And we need to just sit back and watch the show. You know how New York, the NYPD is arresting them ICE agents in the subway, all sorts of places. They not letting it rock out, and they're not showing it on TV either.
Gee, I wonder why.
And that's that. I'm gonna land my plane right there.
All right, appreciate you coming up.
All right.
Before I go to the next person, y'all make sure y'all give Yanni2436 wish her a happy birthday. She says she just turned the big 50 in the chat. Shout out to her. It's a lot. You know what's so crazy? It's a lot of people that I've come across lately who are turning 50 this year, and I didn't even know. I have a coworker that I work with, and she told me she was turning 50. And when she told me that, I was shocked because this woman, I kid you not, looks like she's in her early 40s. But you know what they say, black don't crack. And also, she's not in the chat right now because she's probably out celebrating her birthday. Tamika's Den. Some of y'all probably have seen her in my chat before. She's come up and spoken a couple of times. I've been on her channel before. She turned 50 today. So happy birthday to Tamika. Again, all these people turning half a century. But shout out to y'all. Have a blessed birthday, and I wish you many, many more. And yes, Boiler Maker, that is a milestone for sure. All right, next up we got Jago the Rogue. What's going on?
Jago. What's going on, y'all? Yeah, man, I just wanted to chime in right quick. That Brett Favre situation is kind of crazy. They talking about all this fraud going on. And in Minneapolis too, that's kind of crazy. They blaming black people for it, but the white people that do it don't get anything done to them. But yeah, that was 2 channels last year that was around. One was called Knick Knack. B Happens. She made a Charlie Kirk trumpet door smoke neck bones video, and I haven't seen her anymore. There's a dude from Dallas named Moses D. He was trying to rally up the troops that wanted to get down, and was telling the people that don't want to get down, you don't have to respond. But he was basically telling the white people, choose your tools, place, and time, and where, and we'll be there. And the next thing I know, his video got took down. All his YouTube channels, same thing with Knick Knack. All her YouTube and TikTok, both of these people channels are just gone. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up too long.
Appreciate you coming up. All right, shout out to Jago the Road. All right, next up we got Benzimus. What's going on?
What's going on, my guy? I just want to say with this whole situation where that white woman got shot, just want to reiterate what everybody else was saying. Just mind your business. Mind your business, because the minute that they're just basically fighting for who gets to oppress us, the minute they asses get finished having their little bitch fits for the week, they're going to go right back to calling us the N-word. And I was on Afro Elite when this happened, but I find it very insulting that they were trying to conflate and compare the George Floyd situation to this, like the audacity and the goal, because you and I both know, and everybody in the chat knows, that the next time a black person gets killed by the police, these racist ass bastards will damn near be jacking off to the birth certificate. So I don't feel nothing. Yeah, I just don't. So they'll be bitching about something next week. So yeah, that's all I have to say. B1.
Right, B1. Right, and to add on to what Denzima said, the only thing that George Floyd has in common with this woman is that both incidents happened in the same city. That is it. That is the only thing that they have really in common. But I'm gonna bring my auntie Moochie back up because she said she wanted to add one more thing. What's going on?
Okay, I wanted to add one more thing about that GoFundMe. Do you know that woman's name was searched in Israel a couple of days before that happened? Yeah, her name was searched in Israel before it happened. And they also said, I'm going to say allegedly behind this because this is your channel, that Democrats were contributing to the GoFundMe as well. So they all working together because nobody really wants that list to come out, because the horrible things that we're going to find out they've been doing to children, they're all going to be in trouble.
I feel like when you say stuff like that, I always say to myself, I feel like we are in a real life Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly. We are. Shoot. And Joffrey is running is the president.
Oh Lord, you just had to bring his name up because I'm doing a slight rewatch of the show now via Patreon and I'm at the end of season 1. So you already
Wallow,
know
you
what
like my voice, Wallow? Yeah, I didn't know you was doing that. You need to send me the link so I can come through.
No,
Anyway.
I'm not. No, I'm not doing it. I'm watching it via someone else's Patreon, not mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
If y'all never watched the Game of Thrones, you gotta watch that because the strategy they use with and the deception and people listening and all that other stuff.
Game of Thrones might as well have been called Cutthroat. That's what it should have been called. Literally Cutthroat, because people's necks do be getting cut up on there, and it's a lot of deceiving, backstabbing, a lot of debauchery, degeneracy. I mean, anything dark and negative you could think of is associated with that show. That show has a small minority of good people, but a vast majority of villains.
Yep. I like Jon Snow. He was the hero to me, and the king that never wanted to be the king, and he was the rightful heir. But keep watching it because it's good. And I don't know if you've been watching Spartacus, the new one. The black girl is ill on there.
I've heard of it.
Yes, that's all. The black girl is ill. So if y'all haven't been watching that, that's a good one too. Because now they bringing up Julius Caesar. But yeah, they working together, and it's all about money. And most of USA's money is going to Israel. And now the veil is off. It's just the stuff that we gonna find out if they ever let it come out, which I hope. It seems like it is because their time is up and they know this. This is supposed to be our turn. We've been lied to our whole lives, foundational Black people. And now the truth is coming out. We were all from royalty. We got superpowers, y'all. Y'all don't even understand where they trying to hold us back. Because they know this. Any sport we get in, we get better. We the best. We surpass them. They already know that we the superior human beings. But we have to also know it too and feel it.
You see the comment that was just left in the chat by KG? He said he wants you to come over to his channel so you can talk to him about politics. That's his lane right there.
I want to, but hit me up, Torian. We will talk.
Okay.
I gotta tread lightly in that area.
Trust me. He goes in like for me. I dabble in it, but he really goes in like for the most part. All the stuff, and anyone in this chat could tell you, because a lot of people that follow me follow him. A lot of the stuff that he's called out when it comes to politics, especially with these elections, he's gotten pretty much 99.9% of it correct.
And the reason why they was going after all the Black women in politics, because the Black women was about to take over. We smart, we know all the laws. Y'all could talk about Jasmine Crockett all you want, but she know her stuff. She know her stuff. She got her minutes. But we can't trust anybody at this point.
What if I say two wings, same bird? Two wings, same buzzer.
It's like we been under spells and all of that stuff, y'all. It's crazy. But yeah, you can send them my info.
I will.
And
I'll DM you on Discord. I'll send you the link to his channel.
All right. One.
Appreciate you coming up. All right, so I think that is going to be the last person to come up and speak. But shout out to everyone that came up. This was a very good live, a very good discussion. The next live that I have will be on Monday at 6 p.m. That will be the next live that I do. Shout out to everyone that came up and spoke. Shout out to everybody in the chat, all the members, all the mods, everybody on Patreon, everybody in the Discord. If you have not joined the Discord, please be sure to join it, because if you don't get the notifications over here, you will for sure definitely get them over there. And with that being said, we are about to get up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, stay warm. It's raining in some places, so try to stay dry. And of course, be one.